Hi, my name is Justine Cook, and I am born and bred in Minnesota. I'm from Forest Lake, Minnesota, and now I'm a master's student here at the U, and I'm studying invasive common carp as part of the Minnesota Aquatic Invasive Species Research Center. My research going into my master's thesis is about common carp nurseries. So students and researchers before me have been studying other aspects of the common carp, namely how many there are, adults, adult movement, and then I'm really looking at the nurseries and where those carp are going to spawn and reproduce, and then what happens, what's the fate of those young, and are these little ponds where we see adult carp spawning, are they really important at a broader scale, at a watershed scale, for contributing to the carp problem? So my work fits into the whole realm of aquatic invasive species control through this approach that we call integrated pest management. So here at the center, we're all about taking this scientifically driven, holistic, integrated approach to controlling aquatic invasive species. And this is basically where you have to learn as much as you can about the species in question, in my case, common carp, and then you use that information you gather to intelligibly manage them. So we've learned with common carp that they are only successful at reproduction in very specific places, namely these very shallow ponds that are subject to winter kill, and then so after harsh winters most of the native fishes die off, and the carp are the first ones in there in the spring, and they spawn, and their young are successful, and there can be tens of thousands of young carp. So we've identified this as a weakness in their life history. This is a place where we can come in and we can intervene in management, and we can restore these shallow places so they're not serving as carp nurseries. And it's just kind of one example about how we can use science to manage these species by exploiting their weaknesses. And we hope to use all the work we're doing on the common carp as kind of a framework to how we're going to manage all these other invaders that are threatening the state, zebra mussels, the Asian carps, etc. I'm very happy to have this opportunity to work at the Minnesota Aquatic Invasive Research Center, particularly because I did grow up in Minnesota, and some of my most favorite memories from my childhood are, going up north with my family and enjoying all of the lakes and rivers and everything Minnesota outdoors has to offer. And I'd really hate to see these places become, overtaken with these invasive species and essentially destroyed. Working for the center is the best way forward in combating this problem and using a scientifically driven approach to learn about these species so we can control them. It's not necessarily about removing every last species, but about restoring the ecological balance that makes our water resources so great.